Hello everybody, welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you lot are all doing well today, mate. I really do hope that. Welcome to something a little bit different. I'm sure a bunch of you guys who are watching this are asking, hey Jan, where is the match preview for Chelsea's Champions League game against Krasnodar? It's coming. A bit later, I'm going to wait till the press conference is done. That's what I always should do with match previews. But I want to talk about the Premier League title race and pose the question, are Chelsea in this title race? And I'm going to sort of make the case for, yes they are. Lovely. Positivity, that's what you get here, mate, here on Football Therapy, and that's why you should consider subscribing to this channel and helping me get ever closer to that beautiful 100k mark so man can put his silver play button on the wall. Don't you want to help me do that? You can do that. So thank you if you have subscribed. I'm also going to spend 5 seconds now to ask you to follow me on Instagram. I don't care about the numbers on Instagram, man, but I do want the swipe up function because I'm really active on Instagram and I want to link people to my YouTube videos, but to do that I need 10,000 followers. I'm nearly there. You could be a great help by following me on Instagram at FootballYannick. So that's the plugs out the way, and thank you all for supporting me. It really means a lot. Alright then, let's get into it. So, are Chelsea in a title race? If you ask my opinion on this, I'm going to say yes. For a multitude of reasons, oddly, let me get this out of the way first. Pre-season, before this season started, if you said to me, Jan, are Chelsea going to be in a title race this season, when we signed all these new players, when I thought Kai Havertz was going to score 30 goals in his first game, maybe a bit of an exaggeration, but I had huge hopes for how this Chelsea team is going to play, and I was less hopeful or convinced Chelsea were in a title race than I am now. And Chelsea have actually been quite disappointing in many ways this season. Plot twist. The truth is, man, the Premier League has gone completely mental. This is largely down to the scheduling, the lack of pre-season, new players not being able to settle in, the same situation and problems that Chelsea are dealing with, but obviously the whole league is dealing with it, and we've seen some crazy shot results, loads of goals, and everything just seems a bit mental. Of course, prior to the season starting, the two favourites to win the Premier League, well, the favourite was Manchester City, and they've got problems, man. Sergio Aguero looks injured again, their defence looks unsettled, the midfield is not functioning how it should be at the moment. And really, I don't know, Manchester City just aren't convincing at the moment. And obviously, the current Premier League champions, Liverpool. Now, they've suffered a great loss in Virgil Van Dijk being out injured for the season, of course, and they too just haven't looked at their best. Have they got an emotional hangover from winning the league as well with no recovery time? Possibly. The best team so far in the Premier League has been probably Everton, who have also recently, this weekend, looked incredibly flawed. The title race has been blown open, and Chelsea's biggest problem going into the season, we all knew they had the superstar attacking talent, but none of us thought, or the biggest questions over Frank Lampard, could he set up a defence to keep a clean sheet? You know, can he do it? And the last 2 games, he's done that consecutively. Granted, it came at the expense of the attack, but I'm less worried about that, and so is apparently Frank Lampard. But to keep a clean sheet with a back 3 system and with a back 4 system against 2 very threatening opponents in their own right, when you talk about Sevilla and Manchester United, suddenly I feel like we can defend. You know what I'm saying? Huge bonus. Goals win you games, defenses? A defense will win you titles. That's what they say. So what are the big differences? Of course, Ben Chilwell at left back. The biggest and most glaring problem for Chelsea from last season in defense, well, it was probably the goalkeeper, but it was left back as well. Chelsea didn't have the right kind of left back to play Frank Lampard's football system, to just play as a Premier League left back. Marcos Alonso has his problems, Emerson has his problems, Azpilicueta could do a job and can still do a job, but you really need to utilise your fullbacks to the fullest. Oh, that's a lame pun. To do well in the Premier League. And Ben Chilwell with that hammer over left boot. He's got like unparalleled sprints up and down. He's good defensively. He knows the opposition in the Premier League. He's already won a man of the match. Goals, assists. He looks superb. And that is a big tick in the Chelsea backline. And he is ultimately a Premier League winning left back. Wait, was he at Leicester when they won the Premier League? I don't think he was in the team yet. Still, he's of the calibre, is what I'm saying, of a Premier League winning left back. He starts for England, he starts for Chelsea, he's young, he's really, really good. Next up, of course, Thiago Silva. Chelsea have been lacking a sort of alpha centre-half for such a long time, and I was worried about the signing of Thiago Silva. I really, really was, genuinely, but I've been massively pleasantly surprised. He, after his, howl at West Brom, he's settled in, he's passing the ball around with both feet, he's making tackles, he's marshalling people incredibly well, and he's just the tonic for this Chelsea defence. He's exactly what the Chelsea defence needed, to be honest, man. Genuinely. If there's one defender that knows how to see out titles and win leagues, it is Thiago Silva. And provided everyone keeps speaking French, I don't know how the defence is going to look when it switches to English speaking. That might be worrying. But as things stand, he looks very, very comfortable against good opposition. And provided he's rested and gets brought in for the big games, and, he could be the one. He's like this sort of the alpha, the John Terry or the Virgil Van Dijk, if you want, or the Aymeric Laporte. He's this guy who can make Zuma or whoever plays next to him a lot better and hopefully see out a title-winning campaign. He can do it, man. He won't last forever. Will we see him beyond this season? I'm not so sure. But right now, it gives you a chance. Next up, Edouard Mendy, of course, the massive one, the big one. What a superb performance it was against Manchester United on the weekend, with 3 saves, 2 of them being absolutely superb. Check out this graphic from The Sun. Yes, I know it's The Sun, but it shows you how good Mendy's been. He's comparing it against Kepa Arrizabalaga, but I don't think those... Again, I'm always super reluctant to just hate on Kepa because yes, he was really, really bad, but I think a lot of that's down to psychological problems. I think if we see Kepa go on loan to Spain somewhere, he could be a lot better. But the save percentage from Mendy's 89%, which is absolutely mad. Granted, it's a very, very small sample size, but all the same, he's been superb. He looks great, he's commanding and calm and goal. He can claim loads of crosses and shots, and pretty much that's a massive plus for us already. But the fact how he's making excellent saves with both his hands and his feet is a huge plus, and he's absolutely of the calibre to see you over the line in a title-winning campaign. Now, really, this is just me posing a question: can Chelsea do it? I'm not saying Chelsea are going to win the Premier League. I'm just saying there's hope. But obviously, Frank Lampard's current biggest problem is linking this good defensive performances with the good offensive performances. This is something I've spoken about recently on Football Therapy, about maybe bringing in a new midfielder or playing Mateo Kovacic more to link the two a little bit better. Still, we'll have to see what happens there, but some people are concerned with perhaps the lack of offensive production of late from the likes of Werner and Havertz. But ultimately, Werner's been pretty darn good this season. He's scored goals, he's got assists, he's won penalties, he's making runs. He does actually look pretty good. And Kai Havertz, he's got a Premier League assist, he's got a hat-trick. I think he might have another couple of goal involvements somewhere. Kai Havertz is an excellent offensive player. It's about him gelling. So you've got to grant Frank Lampard and Chelsea Football Club a bit of time. Ziyech, Pulisic, Havertz, Werner, they all need to gel together with a couple of others coming in and out. So I think they will look after themselves a little bit more, the offensive players, because they are allowed to kind of express themselves, and as they learn each other's movements and ideas more, ultimately and inevitably they'll score more goals. So hopefully the two can be married together, the defence and the attack. Anyway, I wanted to just put out my thoughts. Chelsea are 20-1 to win the Premier League, which is mad. Tottenham are higher favourites than them. But really, I think Chelsea have got a good, strong chance. I think they've got a deeper squad than Tottenham, even though Tottenham have got a good squad now, and of course a good manager in Mourinho. But they don't always look so convincing. It's just Kane and Son bailing them out. Of course, it's anyone's at the moment to win or to lose, but tell me your opinions, thoughts, get down in the comment section below, and I'll be down there, I want to read it. If you've enjoyed the content, drop a like and a sub, because it does mean a lot to me and it helps the channel out a lot. And thank you to everyone who's followed me on Instagram. Match review out later today. Enjoy the football. Peace.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy talk. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me baby.